Hello everybody and welcome to Fortuna Admissions video blog. My name is Caroline Diarte Edwards. I'm a director at Fortuna Admissions and was previously director of admissions at the INSEAD MBA program. And I'm here today with my colleague Sharon Joyce. So Sharon is an expert coach at Fortuna and was previously associate director at the Berkeley Haas School of Business. So thank you very much for joining us today, Sharon.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So we wanted to chat about developing an elevator pitch. So first of all, before we dive into the process, could you talk a bit, Sharon, about what an elevator pitch is and why it's potentially useful for an MBA candidate to develop that?
Sure, Caroline. The elevator pitch is, simply put, your brand statement. It's your opener, it's a conversation starter, and it's really thinking about the culmination of everything that you're putting forward to the different business school programs for which you plan to apply. That really encapsulates who you are, what you're passionate about, and what's driving you toward pursuing your business school degree.
Great. And so in what context might a candidate be using that elevator pitch?
Well, certainly a lot of potential MBA students are attending networking events with alumni, with current students, on school visitation programs, things like that. So it's important to put it together because you have anywhere from 20 to 60 seconds to make a really good first impression. And so to make sure that you really have your act together and that you're putting your best foot forward, it's important to think about something that is concise, something that is really reflective of who you are. And again, in a bigger picture, the elevator pitch is your brand statement, and you should be doing a lot of reflective work before you put your MBA materials together, and this is just one component of putting together your brand that you want to put forward.
Great. And so what advice do you have for candidates on how to go about developing the pitch?
I think it's important to sit down and really think about what are some of the key attributes that top flight business school programs are looking for. So they're looking for characteristics in people that show leadership as well as the ability to work on teams, people who are emotionally intelligent, people who are analytical, people who are driven. And then think about putting together a list of things that are your strengths, areas that you are passionate about, and then also things that are unique to your own personal style. And it's important too when thinking about crafting your elevator pitch, and again maybe we'll even just call it your branding, that you want to think about something that is short, it's goal-oriented, that it's targeted to the audience that you're hoping to reach, and that it's also interesting and conversational, that it doesn't seem so overly rehearsed, although you do want to practice it.
Sure. And so do you have any tips on what to typically include and what potentially candidates should leave out of their elevator pitch?
I think that you first and foremost, your overall branding is going to be the same across different aspects of your B school application, but I think particular to the elevator pitch, if you're going into an event, you need to think about what is your goal. Why are you attending that event and what do you want to get out of it? And so I think it's important to think about at the end of the evening, at the end of that event, what are some things that you want to walk away with? Maybe some new contacts from alumni, maybe some more information about a particular educational offering at a program. If you're interested in maybe at Berkeley Haas, you're interested in also the public health piece that they have. And so I think it's really important to be goal-oriented going into a networking event so that you come away with what you want. But in terms of crafting your elevator pitch too, while you want to stay true to your brand, you also want to bring in something that might be interesting and part of that conversational piece specific to that event. So if you're at a Berkeley Haas event, you might want to bring up some interesting anecdote that you know about the school. For example, if Dean Lyons would be presenting at the event that night, you might want to ask an alum about Dean Lyons' ability to also really slay it on a guitar and ask whether or not you think he's going to be offering any musical offerings that evening. And I think that helps with a nice segue into conversation, starting off a little bit more lighthearted and then asking some of the questions that you've come prepared with that you want to have answered from maybe an alumni or a faculty member or a student. But again, having a really concise message to help with that opening I think is really important. And as I mentioned, it's important to practice it too so that you do walk into a room with confidence and ready to go and network and learn what you want to learn about that particular institution.
Great. And any experience you can share from mistakes people make typically in developing or communicating their elevator pitch?
It's not even so much about what you say, but also how you present yourself. It's important to make sure that you have a really strong, solid handshake, that you have strong, solid eye contact, and that you come prepared with really, I think, an attitude of positivity to meet people and to network and to learn more about programs.
Absolutely, great. Well, thank you so much for sharing that great advice, Sharon. I really appreciate it, and thank you to our audience for watching this video. Please do check out our other videos on the Fortuna website and on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Thank you.